Hi, it's Mark out here with you today at Sugarloaf Lake in western Arkansas. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be fishing out here for bluegill and some catfish. But first of all, I'm going to show you how to set up a slip bobber rig. That's something that seems to be a little confusing to people, just describing it by words. So today I'm going to just kind of show it to you here right quick as I set up one of my rods for bluegill fishing with a slip bobber. Be right back with you. There are just a few items that I have here in my hand. I have a bobber. You're not going to be able to see it here, but I've got a picture for you here. There's a bobber, a hook, a split shot, a glass bead, and just a piece of number 10 knitting thread. The first thing I'm going to do is take this little glass bead right here, just a small glass bead, and I'm going to put it on my line first. Just let it slide down. Then I'm going to take this slip bobber. There are a lot of different styles and sizes of slip bobbers. These are some of the best there are. They've got a plastic insert on either end of them. That's good and durable. When line slides through it, it doesn't cut into it or wear a groove into it. Some of the best you can buy. And that little glass bead in front of them is what actually stops it at the knot. And so you'll never have your line wearing a groove through your bobber or through your bead that way. So next I'm going to just thread the line through the bobber. Let it slide down just above the bead. After that, I'll go ahead and tie on my hook. I'm going to cut off the excess line. And finally, don't do this at home, kids. I'm going to put on this lead split shot about 6 or 8 inches up my line. Nothing much unique about any of that. Now what most people are used to is going out and getting a bobber with a little hook on each end and that you push down and it clamps to your line, and then casting all the line between the bobber and the hook out into the lake. If the water's too deep out there though, you're just pretty much out of luck because you can only cast so much line. With a slip bobber, this is what you have. You have your hook, you have a weight, you have your bobber, and you have a bead. So what does all this mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything until I tie on the knot. This number 10 knitting thread, I'm going to tie on at about 7 feet up from the bobber. You want to moisten your knitting thread, by the way. If you don't like the lick thread, you can dip it in the water. And here's what I'm doing. I'm making 1, 2, 3 loops around the line. And then on top, just tying, looping it once and tying a square knot till it cinches down on the line. Now you want to be careful there. If you pull too tight, it'll pull the line up and kink the line. Keep the line tight between your fingers and pull down on each end of that knot. Now you have a knot that's secure on your line but will slide. I move it a little bit, pull it again, and then I'm going to cut off the excess line. This is what makes your slip bobber rig work right here. You see, this is what you're going to cast just from the hook to the bobber. That's all you're going to cast. This knot will reel right up into your reel. What you're going to do, cast, it's going to drop into the water. This bobber is going to slide up your line. This bobber is going to slide up your line until it hits this knot at about 7 feet. And I'll be fishing 7 feet deep, but I didn't have to cast 7 feet of line. If the water's 20 feet deep out there and I want to fish in 20 feet, I just set that knot up at about 20 feet, throw it out, it'll do the same thing. The line runs through until the bead hits that knot, and that's how deep you're fishing. But no matter how deep you're fishing, you're still only casting that much. It'll change the way you fish. It'll change your ability to fish from the bank as far as fishing as deep as you want to. It'll make it almost like fishing out of a boat. And it will open up opportunities to catch fish that you've never had before if you begin learning to use a slip bobber. All different sizes, all different kinds of bait. It'll change the way you fish. Slip bobber fishing, about 7 feet, look at there. Nice bluegill to start the day with. They're powerful little fish. You can catch them on light tackle. It's just a whole lot of fun. And for the dinner table, can't beat them. Bluegill. Good sized ones, good healthy fish.